For this one, Brief Encounters Dr Sax. What a beauty. When I was given the session, I basically had the rough melody, the rough chordal outline, and a conga loop, which is in there, which I do believe. So I took it home with the chart, looked at my chords, and sat for, crikey, probably about 5–10 minutes, just noodling, as I do, on the instrument with the conga loop in the background. Because, to me, that was all I had to work from. I didn't know which direction Paul was going to take it with, you know, drums over the top of it, a vocal line, etc. I had kind of the bare bones, which in a way is a great way to work, because you react in, well, I certainly do, in what I choose to play on what I'm hearing at the time. So this conga pattern had a beautiful, it was a very simple conga pattern, but it just percolated. So I kind of listened to that and I played about, and the first chord, the opening chord, was a D minor 7. And there's one thing I love to do when I write bass lines. I mean, one of my favourite tones, as any other player that has played with me of know, soloing or what have you, is the 9. Okay, so D minor, so D minor 7. The 9 is an E. So I just came up with this simple arpeggio going 1, 5, 9. Yeah, there's a little hammer on from the 8. Okay, and I just started just playing around with that and looped it, and I thought, yeah, that's cool. And as the chords changed, I tried to keep that quality of the line the same and change, you know, speak about each chord from the root of like the D minor. So the second chord was a B minor 7 flat 5, so that was like the D becomes the flattened third of the second chord, for example. And trying to keep that quality, it meant that my bass line, although it followed the harmony, it was kind of unobtrusive and it kind of blended in. And I was playing it to start with exactly like this. Yeah, that was kind of the motif or the figure that I had, because I always, every time I record something, I think of, you know, your bass line, it's in the background, but there's no reason. You think about all the bass lines you've heard before, you know, they're all the best ones you can probably sing back. You know, they've got they stand up for themselves. They don't just follow the chords because, I mean, I know it's their job, but they kind of do something a little bit clever with them, and it's something you can remember. So I was playing it with my fingers at the time, you know, just navigating my way through the chart, and then I kind of listened to it and I thought, you know, the fingers just aren't working because the congas sound beautifully mellow, the, you know, flute on that one, which was playing the line on the session I had at the time, that was really mellow. So I thought, right, out comes the thumb. So doing the whole palm muting thing, yeah? And then I started listening to that and thinking, okay, I'm onto something here. Yeah, and that, and then the chord changed to B minor, to the G minor 7, A7 sharp 5, yeah, and just being able to navigate my way around those chords like that, and it kind of happened. And you know, I recorded this one at home in my setup at home, and listening around to the grooves and everything, and it came to a point, and I just pressed record, and I just started playing, and I tried, you know, my hardest to stay on the thumb for as long as I could, because it built the tension throughout the whole piece of music, rather than go to the fingers. And there's one bit in there, there's a little fill that happens between a chorus and a thing, and it's just a bass run. And that actually happened on the take that I was recording, because I was just playing around, and I got to a point and I thought, I'm going to have to change to my fingers now. So I kind of like add caution to the wind and went for the fingers and came out with this line. And there's some notes in there. I can't actually remember what I played. I'd love to go back over and have a little look, note-wise, as to what I played, because there's some beautiful tensions in there, but God knows what it was. But that's the bass line for Brief Encounters.